Volkswagen eventually entered the extra-small SUV market when it introduced the Volkswagen Taos in 2022, even if it was a few years late to the party. The subcompact Taos, which is priced and sized below VW Tiguan, has appealing appearance, useful accessible tech options, and an interior that is surprisingly roomy. The Taos barely began operations last year, so there won't be much changes as it reaches 2023. Automatic emergency braking and blind spot warning, two driver assistance features that were formerly offered for the base S grade, have been made standard across the board. The SEL now has a panoramic sunroof, and the SE now comes standard with adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assistance. The Taos is propelled by a 1.5-liter four-cylinder turbocharged engine that generates 158 horsepower, making it one of the class's fastest vehicles. It is also one of the largest, providing an astounding amount of capacity for both people and freight. Thus this is surprising. The Taos is an all-around SUV that successfully balances comfort, utility, and value. See how the compact VW stacks up against rivals like the Chevrolet Trailblazer, Mazda CX-30, and Hyundai Kona by reading our expert rating below. How is the Taos propelled? We were shocked to see that the Taos, one of the faster SUV in this small class and one of the larger SUV, is also one of the fastest. Credit goes to a very tense turbocharged four-cylinder engine that takes a decent 7.8 seconds to reach 60 mph while whooshing and hissing. But you can only really reach that speed if you utilize the Taos launch control, which we don't think many owners will do. Launch control is normally only seen in sports cars, so it's obvious that it doesn't quite fit in here. We were equally astounded by the Taos's stability and confidence under strong panic braking while still being able to drive comfortably to a smooth stop in less frantic circumstances. With well-managed body roll and precise steering, the Taos also handles through turns pretty admirably. In fact, the Taos receives great marks for every driving characteristic with the possible exception of drivability, which may be the most crucial for this class. That tense engine coupled with the 7-speed transmission's average responsiveness results in a jarring experience. It might be challenging to enjoy driving at sluggish stop-and-go speeds since power surges and gear switches frequently feel cumbersome or delayed. Exactly how cozy is the Taos? The Taos does a good job providing comfort in the cabin. Despite not having the full range of adjustability we would have wanted, the front seats have a sporty form and provide surprisingly strong support. The airflow is evenly distributed throughout the entire cabin thanks to the climate control, which is simple to use. The powerfully ventilated front seats, which were very useful on several sweltering days, are our favorites. Although the Taos suspension is a little firmer than some of the other vehicles we tried and doesn't isolate road imperfections as effectively, it isn't so harsh that we would hesitate to suggest it. In addition, there was a good bit of background noise, which is typical for this class. How is the inside? From the ease with which you can walk in and out of the wide door openings to the ample passenger capacity, the cabin is among the best in its class. The Taos nearly has the impression of being in a higher class than its rivals. We had no trouble reaching any of the controls from the driver's seat, and the great outside visibility is a result of the square windows and superb mirror coverage. Volkswagen's most recent infotainment systems have had mixed reviews. Thanks to fewer touch-sensitive buttons, the Taos thankfully keeps things a little easier. This method significantly improves usability. When they function properly, touch controls may be excellent. How's the tech? Thankfully, some of the latest VW touch-sensitive controls did not make it to the Taos. What did make it is a punchy beat sound system that delivers more bass than what we found comfortable for daily use. In a good way. Our higher trim model also had an onboard nav system that was a tad laggy but had a nice user interface. We really like that you can display the map in the center of the driver's gauge cluster as well. Our vehicle had a total of 3 USB-C ports to plug devices in, plus a wireless charger and a 12-volt outlet. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration via USB is standard, and steps up to wireless connectivity on the mid-tier SE model and above. Most of the Taos advanced driver aids work well, though in our testing we found that the adaptive cruise control system got tripped up at lower speeds by the clunky shifting transmission. How's the storage? The shape and size of the Taos mean it's able to maximize interior space. With 27.9 cubic feet of cargo space behind the rear seats, the Taos is class-leading. The rear seats have a center pass-through in the usual 60/40 split, and they fold down mostly flat, leaving about a 2-inch level change from the cargo floor. The release levers are on the seats but are close enough to reach if you're standing at the rear hatch. Storage options in the passenger section of the cabin are pretty good. The front door pockets are generously sized. Cup holders have an anti-tip design to keep your drinks upright, and the squarish cubby under the center armrest has some depth to it to make up for its shorter length. Because the Taos is on the larger side of the segment, there's more space for car seats. But it's the small touches we noticed too, including sleeker-looking car seat anchor covers and well-positioned top tether anchors for easy access. This is definitely one of the more family-friendly options in the class. How's the fuel economy? The Taos equipped with all-wheel drive gets an EPA estimated 28 mpg combined, 25 city/32 highway, essentially matching its biggest competitors. We averaged 29.6 mpg on our 115-mile evaluation loop, which is a great result and proof that the estimate is achievable. Our only concern is that if you're prone to asking for a lot of acceleration, fuel efficiency won't be nearly as good with such a high-strung engine. Is the Taos a good value? Value is ultimately in the eye of the beholder, but as far as we're concerned, the Taos seems fairly priced for what you get. Its entry-level price is quite competitive, but there are a lot of attractive features we'd want in the upper trim levels. Our top trim SEL test car came in at just under $35K, which is definitely on the pricier end of this SUV class, but it also provides one of the most well-rounded packages. If you look closely, you'll definitely find some cheap-feeling aspects to the Taos interior, but Volkswagen spent money in the areas that are touched more frequently. VW warranties are typical for this segment, with 4 years/50,000 miles of bumper-to-bumper and powertrain coverage and 7 years/100,000 miles of rust-through coverage. On the plus side, VW offers free scheduled maintenance for 2 years/20,000 miles and roadside assistance for 3 years/36,000 miles. We think the mid-grade SE trim offers the most value. You get all the driver aids from the S-Trim's IQ Drive package as standard, plus useful extras such as hands-free keyless entry, heated front seats, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.